India's Operation Sindoor, launched on 7 May 2025, to neutralize 9 terrorist camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, POK, was a bold counter-terrorism strike following the deadly Pahalgam attack that killed 26 civilians. While the operation underscored India's resolve against terrorism, it also exposed vulnerabilities in the country's media landscape. Several Indian media outlets and social media influencers, caught in a frenzy of patriotism and competitive reporting, contributed to a wave of fake news that muddied the narrative, fueled public anxiety, and risked undermining the operation's credibility. This video examines the fake news spread by Indian media during Operation Sindoor, critiques their approach, and calls for greater responsibility in reporting sensitive military operations. Operation Sindoor was a meticulously executed mission targeting terror infrastructure, including the Jaish-e-Mohammed headquarters in Bahawalpur and Lashkar-e-Taiba's base in Muridke. The Indian Ministry of Defence confirmed the strike's success but maintained a restrained approach, releasing limited details to protect operational security. However, the absence of comprehensive official updates created a vacuum that some Indian media outlets filled with unverified claims, sensationalism, and outright falsehoods. While Pakistani media orchestrated a coordinated disinformation campaign, the Indian media's missteps, though less malicious, were equally damaging, amplifying confusion during a critical time. The fake news emanating from Indian media ranged from exaggerated military claims to fabricated civilian alerts, often driven by the pressure to break news first or appeal to nationalist sentiments. Let's see the primary instances of misinformation attributed to Indian media or amplified by Indian social media influencers. Several Indian news blogs, ex-users, and television channels claimed Operation Sindoor resulted in 500 terrorists killed or entire terror networks destroyed. These figures, often presented without evidence, were widely circulated, fueling patriotic fervor. For instance, some outlets cited anonymous sources to inflate the operation's impact, creating unrealistic public expectations. The Ministry of Defence refrained from releasing specific casualty numbers, stating only that the operation successfully targeted 9 terror camps. PIB fact-check flagged these claims as unverified, warning that such exaggeration could provoke retaliatory disinformation from Pakistan. A viral video, shared by Indian X accounts and picked up by fringe news portals, purportedly showed Indian Air Force jets bombing Pakistani terror camps. The footage, touted as exclusive, was later revealed to be from a video game or an unrelated 2019 military exercise. Some regional TV channels aired the clip without verification, amplifying its reach. PIB fact-check clarified that no official footage of Operation Sindoor was released, and the video was fabricated. The Ministry of Defence urged media to avoid sharing unverified visuals, which could compromise operational security or mislead the public. Certain Indian websites and social media influencers claimed the Indian Army had captured parts of POK during Operation Sindoor, with some posts suggesting a permanent territorial shift. These claims gained traction among nationalist audiences, with hashtags like #POKisers trending on X. The Ministry of Defence reiterated that Operation Sindoor was a precision airstrike, not a ground invasion or territorial conquest. PIB fact-check labeled these claims as baseless, noting their potential to escalate tensions unnecessarily. Several Indian news channels and online portals dubbed Operation Sindoor Surgical Strike 3.0, linking it to the 2016 Uri surgical strikes and 2019 Balakot airstrike. This framing, accompanied by dramatic graphics and warlike rhetoric, exaggerated the operation's scope and suggested a broader military campaign. TV channels like TV9 Bharatvarsh were criticized for sensationalizing the operation without official confirmation. The Indian government officially named the mission Operation Sindoor and described it as a targeted counter-terrorism effort. The Surgical Strike 3.0 label was a media construct, not an official designation, and was criticized for oversimplifying a complex operation. Some Indian media outlets and ex-influencers amplified unverified WhatsApp forwards claiming nationwide internet shutdowns or school and college closures due to a warlike situation. For example, a fake advisory urging citizens to stock up on essentials was shared by regional news portals, causing panic in cities like Bengaluru and Hyderabad. PIB fact-check debunked these claims, clarifying that no nationwide internet or institutional closures were ordered. Localized restrictions in Jammu Kashmir and Punjab were security-driven, not indicative of a national emergency. The Independent reported that such fake advisories mimicked civil defense protocols but lacked government backing. Following Pakistani drone and missile attacks, some Indian news channels claimed Indian forces shot down Pakistani F-16 jets, citing unverified military sources. These reports echoed a debunked 2019 claim during Operation Swift Retort, where India falsely claimed to have downed an F-16 as later contradicted by US defense officials. No evidence supported claims of downed Pakistani jets during Operation Sindoor. The Express Tribune noted that such reports reflected Indian media's confusion and mental paralysis, drawing parallels to past disinformation. PIB Fact Check urged media to verify claims before reporting. Did Indian media approach Operation Sindoor correctly? The Indian media's coverage of Operation Sindoor was a mixed bag, with some outlets providing restrained, fact-based reporting, while others succumbed to sensationalism and misinformation. Several factors contributed to the media's flawed approach. Pressure for real-time coverage, the 24/7 news cycle and competition for viewership pushed outlets to report unverified claims, often prioritizing speed over accuracy. TV channels, in particular, used dramatic visuals and warlike rhetoric to capture audiences, as noted by Bollywood actress Sonakshi Sinha, who slammed news channels for turning the conflict into a circus. Lack of official updates, the Ministry of Defence's limited disclosures created an information vacuum, tempting media to fill gaps with speculation. The cancellation of a scheduled 5:45 a.m. media briefing on 9 May exacerbated this issue, leaving outlets reliant on unverified sources. Patriotic fervor. Some media houses catered to nationalist sentiments, amplifying unverified claims of military triumphs to boost viewership. News Laundry criticized sections of Indian media for launching their own operation against Pakistan through inflammatory rhetoric, even before official action was confirmed. Social media amplification. The interplay between media and social media worsened the problem. Unverified X posts by influencers and citizens were picked up by news outlets, creating a feedback loop of misinformation. PIB noted that Indian social media users, alongside Pakistani handles, fell for coordinated disinformation. However, not all media outlets faltered. Reputable organizations like NDTV and The Hindu issued corrections when errors occurred, such as The Hindu's retracted post about 3 Indian jets crashing, which it admitted caused confusion. These outlets also relied on PIB Fact Check and official statements to counter fake news. The Communist Party of India, CPI, General Secretary D. Raja criticized TV channels for communalizing the issue, spreading unverified claims, and promoting war hysteria, highlighting the broader issue of irresponsible reporting. The Ministry of Defense issued advisories urging media to avoid real-time coverage of military operations, citing risks to personnel and national security. The fake news spread by Indian media had significant repercussions. Public panic, false alerts about internet shutdowns and school closures led to hoarding of essentials in cities like Bengaluru, as noted by Police Commissioner B. Dayanand. Erosion of credibility, exaggerated claims risked undermining India's official narrative, especially when debunked by fact-checkers, potentially weakening global trust in India's actions. Escalation risks. Inflated reports of territorial gains or enemy losses could provoke Pakistan, fueling retaliatory disinformation or military action. Operational security. Unverified visuals and speculative reports, such as fake strike videos, could inadvertently reveal tactical details, as warned by the Ministry of Defense. The Indian government took swift action to curb misinformation. PIB Fact Check. The agency debunked claims ranging from fake videos to fabricated civilian alerts, urging reliance on official sources. Mateway Advisory. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology issued do's and don'ts for Internet users, emphasizing responsible online behavior. Police action. Authorities in Bengaluru and Hyderabad cracked down on rumor mongers, with warnings of strict action against fake news peddlers. A Hyderabad student was booked for hateful social media posts about Operation Sindoor. Public figures also weighed in. Sonakshi Sinha's critique of news channels for sensationalizing the conflict resonated with many, amplifying calls for responsible journalism. The Indian media's handling of Operation Sindoor underscores the need for reform in covering sensitive military operations. Recommendations include: adhere to official sources. Media outlets must prioritize verified information from the Ministry of Defense, PIB, or armed forces, avoiding unverified sources or social media posts. Exercise restraint, avoid sensational headlines, warlike rhetoric, or unverified visuals that fuel panic or compromise security. Issue corrections promptly. Outlets like The Hindu set an example by retracting false reports and apologizing, a practice all media should adopt. Media literacy campaigns collaborate with the government and fact-checkers to educate audiences on identifying fake news, reducing the spread of unverified forwards. Platform accountability. Social media platforms like X should enhance content moderation to limit the reach of unverified posts during crisis. Operation Sindoor was a testament to India's military resolve, but it also exposed the fragility of its media ecosystem. While some Indian media outlets provided balanced coverage, others fell into the trap of sensationalism and misinformation, amplifying fake news that threatened public calm and national security. As News Laundry aptly noted, sections of the media launched their own operation against Pakistan, often at the cost of accuracy and responsibility. In times of crisis, the media's role as a purveyor of truth is paramount. Indian media houses must learn from Operation Sindoor, prioritizing verification over viewership and restraint over rhetoric. By doing so, they can support the nation's efforts against terrorism without becoming unwitting vectors of fake news. The public, too, must remain vigilant, relying on official sources and questioning sensational claims. Together, India can navigate future crises with clarity and unity, ensuring truth prevails over chaos. Subscribe to akmatrix today for in-depth analysis, powerful narratives, and the latest updates on issues that matter to you. Hit that subscribe button now and join the movement.